started. Barry, take it away.
Good morning. I hope everybody's doing well this morning. We are back after the holiday season. I hope everybody had a really great holiday season. You got everything you wanted from Santa Claus and all those things. I was talking to Emma uh, yesterday, and I said, "My God, are you glad to be back at work?" And she said, "I can't wait." You know, so it's really cool that I get to do something that, and well, I hope hopefully all of us do get to do something that we get up in the morning excited about. That said, this morning I've got just a really brief lesson. I'll show you guys something that I use every day, and it may have been talked about here before, but we'll go into that in a second. But before we do, um, I spent all weekend this weekend writing uh, sales copy for vibe coding apps for a bunch of you guys. So you're going to see those go out this morning. So that's going to be cool stuff. Um, Cornay Von Willigan is in this morning. If you guys don't know who Cornay is, wave Cornay.
Good morning.
What Cornay is from Mississippi, is that right?
The Netherlands.
The Netherlands. Cornay's a good friend of ours and a driven member from the Netherlands. And Cornay's made more money than most of us have ever. At least he sold a lot of stuff. I don't know how much money he made. He sold hundreds of millions of dollars of the products
Yeah.
online during his career, and is just an absolutely brilliant young man. He's going to be at AI Bot Summit, which is coming up, by the way, um, January 5th, 6th, and 7th in beautiful Orlando, Florida. If you haven't registered yet, go register for AI Morning Club. Get yourself some tickets to get there. If you're in Ignite, you don't have to pay to go to AI Morning Club. It's free to you. It's one of your benefits. So, but you do have to register because there are limited availability of seats. For those of you that aren't in Ignite, first, I'm sorry. And B, you can still go register. There's still tickets available, but they are getting pretty tight. I think we're down to the last like handful of tickets, the last 20 or 30 tickets that we can sell. We're capped there by the fire marshal at 600 people. It's the maximum we can take. Janice Litchfield, are you going to Orlando? No, you a lazy thing. I'll tell you, I don't know what I'm gonna do with you. Okay. Tell Tom to kick you out of the house for a little while. He can live without you. He's not gonna get another woman. You can let him, you can be away from him for a couple of days. It's been this long. All right. So before we get started this morning, has anybody got any thoughts, feelings, oh, Ross. Ross, you're gonna be down. Are you going to AI Bot Summit, Ross?
I was
You
going
don't
to
know who
surprise
Ross
you, but I
Goldberg?
got sick, brother. Uh, my colitis has been off the chart, so I can't
Oh, I'm
travel
sorry,
yet.
man. Um,
But I will be at your next event. I don't care where it is, when it is, what it is. I'll dance for everybody, put on a show, or I don't know, man, something.
Again, somebody you guys should know, Ross Goldberg. Ross has been in our industry since he's only 19 years old, and look at him. He's been around this long now.
And
Ross has been,
notice all the gray from the
yeah,
business, all
Ross
the
has been
gray
in our
at
business
19,
for, I don't
20
know,
years.
20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 years. Absolutely brilliant fellow, one of the smartest guys in the business, keeps it kind of low key. But these are folks that you want to go to events and meet, when you can. I know Ross can't be at this one, unfortunately, but get to know these people in the groups. Ross has made millions and millions of dollars in this event. I met Kevin Nations, who's a great friend of mine, um, at a Ross Goldberg event.
Oh nine, Tampa
Remember
in
that?
2009. I remember that. We had so much fun. It was
We
my
had a lot of
last
fun.
one,
And
and it was perfect.
yeah, it really was. It was a good little event. It was a smaller event, but it was great. I've never been to an event in my life that I didn't feel was worth it. I mean, if sometimes I've been when the speakers sucked and the show sucked and the organization was bad and all that, but I'd meet somebody at the bar or meet somebody for breakfast and meet somebody at lunch. And that
I don't
meeting
know
with
that I've
Kevin,
ever I don't know that I've ever had an event where whatever it cost me to go, and sometimes I use money I didn't even have, knowing that I would leave with a 10 times return on whatever it cost me to go.
if you're not a wallflower and you're willing to go around and meet people, you might learn something from stage that changes everything for you. You might see a speaker that you go down a path with that speaker that you learn something you didn't know. But more likely for me, it's been who I've met in the crowd. I was, I
Always.
was Ross. Funny story. When I went, the first event I ever went to, was a big seminar, an Arm and More big seminar, and I met
Curious.
half the people I know in the business at that thing. And there were two kids sitting behind me. These two young kids that were sitting behind me. They were in their early 20s, good-looking kids, and and they were talking and asking me how I was selling as much as I was, because at that point I was already doing $1 million a month or
Silly.
more. And
Yeah.
and they were just in awe of the sales that I was doing. And that was Craig Clemens was one of those kids that was sitting behind there. If you don't know who Craig Clemens is, he owns a company now called Golden Hippo, and they just crossed $1 billion a year in supplement sales. He was a copywriter for Eben Pagan, who owned a dating site called Double Your Dating. You remember that,
Double year
Ross?
dating, baby. Dude, I still have that sales letter in my swipe file, the original.
It was a great sales letter. He owned a Double Your Dating. Eben Pagan is another friend of mine, but these two kids were working for Eben, and Craig Clemens was coming up as Eben Pagan's copywriter, and he's got pretty
I
much.
had the exact same thing happen to me at Yonex Underground 1 or 2 years after yours.
Isn't that crazy? It just.
Amazing. Some of my favorite people now, even 20 years in.
I met Ryan Dice in the bathroom at Yonex Underground. He walked up behind me at the urinal and said, "Man, that is a really nice watch." And that's the first thing that Ryan Dice ever said to me. Swear to God.
I have so many comments I'm not going to say. I was one of the first, I think I'm your first male published product from you and Ryan, the
Could have
reputation
been.
management one that we did a swing on. But
Gosh,
oh, there
right?
was something else I was going to say. But anyways, it's all good.
Cool, man. Well, it's good to see you
Yeah,
on, Ross. And you'll
good to
see
be here.
Cornet down in. We've got Cornet and I'll have a major announcement on the third day of AI Bot Summit. So be there, be square. If you can't go to AI Bot Summit, the next best thing is get the stream, the live stream. It is available for sale and also available to Ignite members for free. So you guys, and we've got a great AV company with way better streaming this year. I think we had a lot of streaming issues last year. So anyway, enough about that. Who's done something big, figured out something over the holiday, has something they want to talk about? Anybody? Any big successes? You all just been fat and happy eating turkey? I don't see any hands going up. Oh, there we go. Cleve, what's up?
Cleve, you're muted. Cleve, we don't hear
Oh my
you.
gosh, I got sniffles this morning terribly. Cleve, we can't hear you, buddy.
We can't hear you, Cleve.
Unmute. Can you hear me now?
There you go. Yeah.
Better.
All right. Had to double. So anyway, this year for Christmas, I made my wife an app.
Nice.
So she's working on a book on basically some near-death experience type stuff going on. And it's fascinating because almost 5% of every American has had a near-death experience. And so anyway, so I wrote an app to help her to collect those experiences that people have posted online. And and I used Base 44 to do it.
I've not used that yet. I don't know much about it. I've got a couple people that I know that like it, and it seems to be more. I forget the company that put that out. Is it? They have something else. The company that owns Base 44 owns something else. I forget what it is. They're a pretty big company.
And I'm not sure what the company is, to be honest. I saw it on a couple of YouTubes and some blog posts that people were saying they liked it better than just about anything else they'd tried, and so I said, "Well, let's give it a shot." And so I spent over 3
Wix, that's right.
hours
It's Wix that
working
owns it.
on Gemini to try to make this app, and I couldn't get it done. And in less than 20 minutes, I had it done on base 44. So,
That's cool, man. Well, that's
yeah.
really, really cool. Congratulations on that. She was probably pretty impressed with that, I would imagine.
Yep.
Give you a little
Yeah.
smoochy something, you
Yeah.
know.
In fact.
Well, cool. Congratulations.
Thank you. So I'll post the link there in
Yeah, let
in
us
the
see it. That'd be
chat.
great.
If somebody wants to take a look at it and give me some feedback on it, that'd be great.
That'd be cool. Anybody else got anything this morning important? Thoughts, feelings, emotions? Beyond the Veil. That looks pretty cool. Anybody else? All right. Well, I figured we'd be a little slow on responses this morning, but we do have a nice, decent attendance this morning. People starting to come back around. Hopefully, after the first of the year, we'll get back to our full numbers. So one of the things I wanted to show this morning, and you guys, if you've seen this, forgive me for being redundant, but I find that I use different tools for different reasons. I was using Perplexity yesterday for the first time in a long time because I needed some really, really up-to-date research. And Perplexity is pretty doggone good if you got if you need up-to-date research. And Perplexity is also really good for fact checking. So when different AIs give me answers and I don't know if I trust the answers or not, I try to bounce them between each other. The one that gives me probably the best fact checking. So when you run a plan, and you get an output, go to Perplexity and say, does this make sense to you? Does this look accurate to you? And it really does a great job fact checking. But one of the things that I use a lot is this little application called Gamma. And if you guys haven't seen Gamma, Gamma is really, really cool. So I'm going to pop over really quick and show you guys what I'm talking about. So, yeah, here we go. So I went this morning. I thought I would just do this as an example. And I just went over to ChatGPT. So imagine that you've got to go speak to a group, or you want to do a webinar, or you want to impress people on Facebook with your knowledge of whatever. And it could be about practically anything. I just went here and wrote, write me a 1,000-word report on the difference between ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, Google, Gemini, and Grok. You know, what they're good for. And it wrote me a, pretty encyclopedia report. And normally this would be fairly boring, right? But I can take this now, copy it, and come over to Gamma, and I'll show you the process that I go through with this. It's really quite easy. I go over to Gamma, and I'll do paste in text, and I want a presentation. And I'm going to paste that text from ChatGPT right there, right? And down here, I'll write, I want to preserve my exact text. If you don't do this, Gamma will truncate your text or sort of summarize it. But actually, you know what we'll do? Yeah, generate from notes or an outline. Okay, we'll go ahead and say preserve the exact text. And we're going to go over to here. And Gamma allows us to pick how we want to show this. So if we want to use, this style, or we can choose the styles. There are a bunch of styles in here. And we'll choose that brown style for now. And then we can go down here and choose our kinds of images that we want to use. So if I want to use photos or illustrations or abstracts, sometimes you can do a really pretty one with plain white, dialogue or commons. Use the plain white one. And I could generate images with Flux Pro, Nano Banana, or the two now. So let's use Nano Banana. I don't know. Yeah, let's use Nano Banana for the images. And if we want it to have particular keywords, if we want to say something here, if we want it to be playful, informative, I'll just put modern. Okay. Or polished. Let's do polished. I like that. Modern and polished. So what's going to happen, I'm going to hit generate here. And Gamma's going to go to work, and it's going to create me a complete presentation for this that I can give anywhere. You'll watch it go to work here in a second. And watch this thing go. It starts building me slides for slide presentation So if you guys are like, you want to start getting online and talking to people about what you know or sharing your knowledge of anything, it doesn't matter what it is, you could have written this thing yourself about any subject, and you just drop this thing into Claude. I mean, drop this thing into Gamma. And I don't think anybody's anywhere close to as good as it is at creating slide presentations. I know you can do this in Claude, but you'll notice as we go up here, see it spinning here, it's generating imagery to go with the slides. And it's always color coordinated. And if you guys saw I'll show you a little trick in a second. But it even built a grid here of kind of the differences between the things, and it's still going. But think about how much time you would spend normally building a slide deck for this. So being able to communicate your stuff here is really interesting. And you can actually use these. I'll show you in a second. You can export these out to PDFs. You can export them out to PowerPoints. And it doesn't matter, whatever you want to use, whichever your preferred program is, you can even export them out to Google Slides. But this one did pretty good. One thing I really like about it is I can edit any part of it that I want. So I can just go in here and edit, any of the text. If I don't like the image, I can click on there and say, I don't like the image, and I can change the prompt here and get a different image. So if I want to change that to a photo, I could do that. And it would, I could say here, let me see, show a photo of a man very confused. And so now it made the prompt better. So it's going to change that image now to a photo of a person looking at all the different AI tools and being very confused. So, and if I want to change the theme all the way through, I can with one click of a button. I'll show you that in just a second too. But when you go to share these, you can share this right here on Gamma. You can publish to a website with it. You can make a website out of this. It's not going to be the most SEO friendly website in the world, but it's going to be a website. You can embed these so that they act as a slideshow inside your blog posts. You can export. I can export to a PDF, a PowerPoint, Google Slides, or I can export all the images as PNGs when I'm done. I mean, it's just amazing what you can do. Let me see. It's still working, that image. It'll be up in just a second. Shoot. Okay, there we go. I'm out of there. But if I want to go back here and switch, yeah, I can change themes over here to the left. Like if I decided I want to make this a cool, colorful, dark theme, all I got to do is click one button and the whole theme recreates. But those images now don't look very good, so I may want to change the style images that I use. So it's really, really cool how this thing works. And if you guys have ever had a problem with dealing with presentations, it's a great tool. The other thing that it's good for, I can make a web page from this or a document. So if I say a document here and I drop in the same content, it's going to go out and regenerate again. But this time, let's say that I want to make it this color and I want to use photos, and I'm going to use Flux to make the photos. And we're going to generate this as a document now. So if you wanted to create an ebook, like a graphical ebook on a subject, this is a really easy way to do it. Then you can just go over to Ideogram and create your cover. So if you want to take a not a heavy amount of text and make a really good looking giveaway guide on any subject, this is a great way to do it. You put a cover on this and it makes a great little ebook giveaway. But look, it's showing here like the differences between at the top bar here. What are the fundamental differences? truth in the sources, and it's still generating images. The images take a little longer than the other part to generate. Yeah, there we go. And it's going to give you a great little document. And but I'll show you how dense these can be. If you go back here to my account, you'll see here my predictions call. I built all the slides for the prediction call in here. And this took me, probably 30 minutes to get to fiddle with it till I got it exactly the way I wanted it. But this is a slide deck with, look at this thing. All these images were generated totally automatic. I didn't do anything with these at all. And I gave this presentation now to thousands of people have seen this. But it would have taken me 2 days probably to build these slides, or a day of my life to build these slides to be this beautiful, because look how many there are. I mean, they're huge. I did this presentation in here, and I wrote all the content. Content took forever to come up with, but I did 19 hours creating the content, doing the research to create the content. But once I got it all done in a Google Doc, I mean, look at how beautiful this is. It makes you look serious and professional really, really quickly. And I just added a call to action page at the end. And I think I did another one in here on stock predictions, if I'm not mistaken, in that same time. Yeah. So this one was all about investment. And it came up with the bull and the bear wrestling as the header all on its own. And, it knew that Novo Nordisk was a pharmaceutical company and came up with that image for it. It's really cool. I love using the Flux Laura images with illustrations, because it creates, like, it's talking about nuclear plants, and it made a nuclear plant right out of The Simpsons. Offices, So this thing is really, really, really cool. So if you guys are not using something, and Gamma's cheap, man. It's like, I don't know, $10 a month or $20 a month, and you can use all you can eat. And I think they even have a free version that's pretty good. I don't know. What does Gamma app cost? Let me see. Yeah, $8 to $10 a month. $8 to $10 a month. And I've never ran into a cap with it. I've built dozens of presentations in a day and have never ran into where it capped out on me. So if you want to make you know how much money you could make just making pretty presentations like this for people on Fiverr? They're charging $50, $100 to do a presentation now on Fiverr. You could do them into here, export them out, and have a great deliverable. I'm not saying that you want to go work for $50 on Fiverr, but if you're sitting around going, man, I wish I could make some money from all this AI stuff that I'm doing, and you don't have any other way, it's a way, right? It's a way to income. It's a way to pay for furthering your education. It's a way for you to get ahead. I mean, you're going to see more and more of this stuff. I think that this is an extraordinary way let me get out of here. I think this is an extraordinary way to get a client. Like, I saw your presentation, man. I reworked it for you and made it a lot nicer. Here's a free copy of it. Maybe you can use this next time you present. It's a great way to get in front of somebody. It's a great way to deliver results in advance. I'll tell you, this year is going to be, I think we are so far ahead of everyone else in the Ignite group at client getting. Because, I'm preaching from the rooftops, value first, value in advance. How can you give people something that's valuable to them before you ask them for money? I think this is the giant breakthrough of sales for 2026, because there's no trust anymore. It's you give me money and I might give you back all the things I'm promising you, is the way everyone else is approaching the market. If you approach the market by saying, here's a gift for you, I've already done this work for you that you would have paid $50, $100 for, or that would have taken you 8 or 10 hours to do. And I did it for you in advance, and here it is, and you don't owe me anything. Call me if you need something else. It's a completely different paradigm shift of sales. And this is where we're headed, guys. We've got to have, we got to bring value to people's lives. There's no free lunch. There's no, let me figure out how I can arbitrage the system and tweak this to that and try to figure out how I'm going to make money in the middle. You got to be bringing value to people's lives. If you give them a little bit of that value in advance, you'll become their guy or their girl. And then there's a million things that we can sell folks right now from the point of AI services. You know, you've seen the website thing that we do with Lovable. It's still working. In fact, I'm in partnership with another person right now to put out 100 of those a day starting this week. So we're putting out 100 of those websites a day to local businesses. We're guessing that we're going to pick up between 30 and 40 new clients a day for local marketing services. That business will be a $5 million business by the end of the year, gross revenue, for sure. I mean, it's just almost statistically certain. You know, it's just so good. I mean, everything is so good. A business is as good as I've ever seen it for the people that's doing well with. I was talking to somebody earlier. It's a friend of mine, old school in the business, that Ross and I both know. And I'm like, yeah, man, I just can't. Nothing's working. Nothing's working anymore. Nothing's working anymore. Nothing's working anymore. Man, everything's working for me. I mean, everything's working for me. But you've got to deliver value in people's lives. You have to. The game has changed. You got to deliver value in people's lives. You got to give them a little bit of result in advance. And then every small business in America, all 30 million of them desperately need AI in their businesses. We're doing a right after AI Bot Summit. We're going to be doing our next training is going to be on voice AI agents. I think voice AI agents are the softest belly right now to get into these companies because everybody needs them. Even these little, I was talking to somebody the other day that owns a floral shop, and they're like, they don't want to answer their phone because they get so many phone solicitor calls. But if they don't answer their phone, they miss their actual customer. So it's very frustrating to them. A voice AI agent fixes that in 5 minutes. You know, you've got local service businesses that if they don't answer the phone right away, Google pushes their ranking down in local listing, right? And the voice AI agents can do that. We're doing survey stuff right now, quizzes on some of our pages where we immediately do a call out with voice AI agent right after somebody takes a quiz to see if they want to transfer over to a live sales call. If they do, we do. If they don't, they don't. But it keeps our salespeople. This is in a completely different industry. It keeps our salespeople from being tied up with people that didn't want to be called, didn't want to be bothered, and the salespeople love it because it's piping hot leads directly to their desk. There's just the companies that don't do this this year are going to be in big trouble, and I think that local AI is probably going to be the hottest area for AI in 2026 for most of us because the Fortune 500, they already have this, but the Fortune 5 million don't. I mean, you got 5 million small businesses out there out of the 30 that are progressive and do want to grow and want to survive. Those 5 million businesses all need your help. And not only can you make some really good money, you can do something good for your community because those businesses are going to get stomped out by great big corporations and franchises if you don't help them. So, anyway, I thought that little gamma thing would be a fun thing this morning. I'll have something much more meaningful for you next Monday. I figured we'd go light this Monday because I knew we weren't going to have that many people. And I figure next Monday we'll be back to kind of a full swing of things. But I think next Monday, I'm at AI Bot Summit, aren't I? Yeah, next
Yes.
Monday, we will be streaming. I don't know if we're going to do an AI Morning Club. I guess we still will do it. We'll still do AI Morning Club, I guess. But and then for all you igniters and everybody that's at AI Bot Summit, you'll have 3 full days. And let me tell you, dude, there are some people there that I had never heard of that are, I mean, they're doing stuff far beyond me. So you're going to see some really, really neat stuff. And it's a good mix of people. About every third person, for let's say the 3 speakers, they're all going to teach you how to do something, but one of them is going to teach you how to sell other services. Like we've got a gentleman that's put in 2,500 voice AI agents so far for companies. He sold voice AI agents to 2,500 companies, and he's going to show you how he builds the voice AI agents for the first 30 minutes of his talk. And then for the next hour, he's going to tell you how he sells them. So we've got a guy coming in that does a super hyper email. So basically, somebody subscribes to your list. He's got a system that as soon as you get a subscriber, it goes out and builds a profile on that subscriber of all their social likes, their wants, their needs, their fears, what football teams they like, what do they like on Facebook, etc. And when he crafts emails out to his list of people, everybody in the email list gets a completely different email based on who they are. It's going to be a great presentation. I think you're going to see some. We've got a lady who builds bespoke software, vibe code software to solve little problems for businesses. Gets paid $1,000 to $5,000 to build a piece of software for a business, and then owns that code and can go out and skin it and resell it. So there's going to be some really, really neat people at this event that they're not, most of them are not professional speakers. Most of them are people that we found that are doing things that are really remarkable. And they don't have things to sell. They don't have courses or any of that crap. They're just people doing really cool stuff. So I think you're going to have a great time there. Savannah, you got one question. You're the only one today. I'm going to let you go, and then I'm going to bounce out of here.
Thank you, Perry. I just wanted to let you know that I'll be in AI Bot Summit, and I wanted to share with you a win that has a lot to do with you and
Oh,
Ignite.
cool.
I am about to launch my book, Happiness by Habit, AI for a Life You Love. I created it inspired or uh, with a framework by how to write the book by you, like the one that you gave.
I'm going to be
And
updating that. We're going to update that too, coming up in, I think, January or early February, the How to Write a Damn Good Book, because it's gotten so much easier and so much better. There's some other things that we can do now.
absolutely. And I am gonna launch it by next week at the AI Bot Summit. So I'll bring a copy
Awesome.
for you.
Please do. That'd be
Yeah,
great. Well, we'll promote it from stage and have a bunch of people go get it if we can, and maybe we'll get you a few sales under your belt.
thank you so much. And I'm gonna do I'm gonna include a vibe coding app as a lead magnet as well. So it's full circle all because of you. So I appreciate
Awesome. Well,
it.
thank you so much. We're going to be launching the growth hacking podcast this year too. So in first quarter, we're going to have a new podcast coming out. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're interviewing people that hit the Inc. 5000 list from the bottom up. So we're taking everybody that's hit that list. We're going to try to get everyone on the Inc. 5000 list on the podcast. We won't, but we want to know, how'd you get on the list? What did you do to grow? What made you grow so fast? And it's all just about growth hacking. It's going to be a fun podcast. 20-minute episodes, some of the time, 90-minute long form once a week. We do one 90-minute long form with a really, really interesting guest, somebody who's really knocked it out of the park once a week, and then 20 minutes a day the rest of the week. So it's going to be a fun time. I'm going to be working myself to death next year. It's going to be I've signed up for a lot of work for Perry next year, but it'll be fun. It's a fun year. Congratulations on the book. Jojo?
Thank you.
Jojo just went in when I said Savannah was the only one. Jojo wanted to see if she could buck the rules.
Of
Yeah.
course.
What can I do
Thank
for
you
you?
so much. I appreciate your time. I was just going to say, I've been, I listen to a lot of different people on, YouTube or different places, Insta and stuff, and obviously everybody's coming out with their predictions for 2026. And I do listen to them, but it's like they all sound the same. They all sound the same. I mean, like this woman I'm looking at, Sinead Bovell. It's like, yes, honey, we know the way in which everything is going, but there is one voice that I have decided that is beyond. I repeat, beyond Hormozy, and that is you, Perry. You're
Oh,
beyond
you're so
Hormozy.
sweet. You're so
No,
sweet.
let me finish. Because what Hormozy teaches basically what I learnt in Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply. Okay, he's taken it a bit further, and his let's say whatever his fundamentals are quite incredible. But what you're talking about and what you teach and how you present it is definitely, I must admit, far beyond
thank you.
anything and far beyond any of the people that are on the same predictions for this and that. Your predictions are so spot on. I love it. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, did you notice silver prices? Two
Sorry?
things have happened since the prediction call already. Silver went to the roof. Silver went to $75 an ounce since the prediction call. Novo Nordisk released their semaglutide tablet, just got approved by the FDA, so their stock took a big bounce. So there's some of that stuff is already starting to come true. So it's really fun to those were fun. It'll be really fun to go back next year, and I'll be sure not to talk about the ones I got wrong at all. But I'll by the way, here's a secret, by the way. I used to, the kid down the street from me, Van Hoy, his dad was Dr. David Hoy. Did you ever hear of Dr. David Hoy? Anybody ever heard that name? He was the National Enquirer's #1 psychic. They used to put all of his stuff in the National Enquirer every year. And I knew Dr. Hoy, and he was such a charlatan. He was hilarious, but he was what are they, not an astrologer, but anyway, it doesn't matter. And he was a mentalist or what have you. But he told me when I was a kid, I said, Dr. Hoy, how do you do this? This is amazing what you do. And now that's a big word. Okay. And from a black guy too. Who knew? But Dr. Hoy said, son, if you want to make good predictions, just make a lot of predictions. Some of them are going to come true, and you don't talk about the ones that don't, which made a lot of sense. But Jojo, thank you. Very, very sweet and very kind to say that. And I just love this community. It's great to us. Speaking of Alex, I like Alex a lot. Alex and Layla are friends. We go to dinner when I'm in Vegas. We try to, but I'm after his ass this year. He's getting around 40 million views a month, and I'm going to top that sucker this year. You watch and see. You guys are going to get sick of seeing my face in video because we're about to blow video up. It's going to be a really fun time. It's going to be a good, interesting, exciting year. Ignite 3,000 members this year. Do it or die. I want to get to 3,000 Ignite members by December. For you guys who are in Ignite, there's going to be a lot of really cool new stuff coming. The curriculum is getting a lot tighter and a lot better. We have we got a bunch of announcements to make on the Ignite call. It's going to be really fun. We got some people that are moving up in the organization, and it's going to be a really fun time. New awards, new ranks, all sorts of stuff. All right. Well, thank you all so much for being here this morning. Welcome back from Christmas. I know that we're still in a light week and a lot of people off work this week. By the time we get back, hopefully next week, people will be off their butt and back to work, and we'll be able to. I know everybody's sleeping in. Nobody's up at 8 o'clock this week. I'm the only cat, and you guys, the early birds. So it's so good to see you. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas. If I don't see you, hey, I'll see you guys next year.